This conference will now be recorded.
In this session, we are trying to developing a visual food space. Okay, we are trying to developing a user interface in the classic version. In the classic version, our target is our target is how we are going to take the data from the user. Okay, our target is by using this example. By using this example, how we are going to take the input from the user, how we are going to take input from the user. Once we will take input from the user, and how we will pass this input to the Apex class, to the backend. Backend is nothing but Apex class. How we are going to pass this data to the Apex class. Okay, that is the second step. The first step is how we are going to collect input from the user. Okay, that is the first step. Once we collected the data from the user, then how we are going to pass that data to the Apex class. That is the second step. So in the Apex class, how we are going to insert into the object, how we are making a record by using this data. That is the third step. By using this example, we are going to learn how to take the data from the user. Once we will take the data from the user, how we will pass that data to the business, I mean to the Apex class, to the backend. Once we pass the data to the Apex class, based on that data, how we are going to create a record. That is the third step. That is the third step. Finally, we are going to develop one UI like this. Go to here. I'm taking an existing example, existing one. Okay. Alright. See, finally we are trying to developing our screen like this. Okay. Finally, we are trying to developing our screen like this. Okay. 1 second. Have any questions or any confusion? Let me know. Finally, we are trying to developing one UI in the classic version. In the classic version, how we are going to create a UI, how we are going to develop a UI by using Visual Force page, right? First, we have to create a Visual Force page, right? How to create a Visual Force page? Different mechanisms are there, right? Here we are trying to using URL mechanism. We are using URL mechanism as our comfort, as our comfort. While using URL mechanism, first we have to add only the URL. Okay, URL, and after that we are working with the Apex programming. Salesforce is Apex programming, Apex, and what is your Visual Force page name? You will just go and edit your Visual Force page name here. My Visual Force page name is demo underscore student form 0. This is my Visual Force page. Click on enter button. Okay, click on enter button. Once click on enter button, the system it will ask, the system it will say there is no Visual Force page with this particular name. We are trying to creating a Visual Force page, but there is no Visual Force page with that particular name. Shall we create? If already any Visual Force page is there, then what will do? It will open that Visual Force page. Okay, it will open that Visual Force page. So click on create page demo student form. Okay, so finally the system created one Visual Force page. Where we will find that Visual Force page is nothing but in the below, in the footer we will get that Visual Force page. I have to move into the, I have to move into the, see, this is my Visual Force page. This is my Visual Force page. Here you have to observe some messages are coming, right? Messages are coming, congratulations, this is your new page, this is your page name, right? From where we are getting this message? Here, from here we are getting this message. Remove this one, and here only we have an option like save button. Click on the save button. Click on the save button. So we remove this one and click on the save button. And here you have to observe, here you have to observe, we have one bracket open. See here, line number 1, we have bracket open, Apex colon page bracket close. And here you have to observe same tag, but before that we have backslash is there. Before that we have backslash is there. In Salesforce, suppose we want to develop user interface in the classic version, Salesforce provides some tags. Okay, Salesforce provides some tags. Those are called Visual Force page tags. Visual Force page tag. In classic version, Suppose we want to develop user interface. Suppose we want to develop user interface in the classic version. Salesforce provides some tags. Those tags we will call it as a Visual Force Page tags or VF tags Not only Visual Force Page. Suppose we want to develop UI in the Lightning version, then the Salesforce provided Lightning in the sense means Aura is there, LWC is there, right? Aura tags are there, LWC tags are there. Finally, suppose we want to develop one user interface, whether it is a classic version or Lightning version, we have to use tags. Classic version in the sense means Visual Force Page tags. Lightning in the sense means Aura or LWC, right? Aura tags or LWC tags. Here we are using Visual Force Page tags. Here we are using Visual Force Page tags. Then how we know which tags are there, how many tags are there, what is the purpose of each tag, how we know, where we will find is nothing but here we have component reference is there. Here we have component reference is there. Otherwise, you will directly go to the Google Visual Force Page Developer Guide. Okay, Visual Force Page Developer Guide. Go to here, Visual Force Page, Visual Force Page Developer Guide. Visual Force Page Developer Guide. Okay, go to here, Visual Force Page Developer Guide. Click on this one. Okay, click on this one. In now scroll down here. See, scroll down here. How many tags are there? Lot of tags are there here. Lot of tags are there. Okay, lot of tags. But we will discuss maximum 40 tags. 40 tags we will regularly use in our UI design. In our UI design, we will regularly use 40 tags. Okay, we will discuss each and everything. Each and everything we will discuss. So here, whenever we are trying to creating a new Visual Force Page, whenever we are trying to creating a new Visual Force Page, the first tag, the root tag is nothing but apex colon page. This is a opening tag and this is a closing tag. Suppose we want to develop a new Visual Force Page. Suppose we want to develop a new Visual Force Page. The root tag is nothing but apex colon page. The root tag is nothing but, and the first tag is nothing but, first tag is nothing but, see, open bracket, apex. Our programming language is apex, right? Salesforce programming language name is called apex. Okay, Java means Java programming, right? Like Salesforce programming language is nothing but apex. Here we are trying to creating a page, right? So page, whether it is a capital letter or small letter, it doesn't matter. Okay, whether it is a capital letter or small letter, it doesn't matter. This is a opening tag. This is a opening tag. For every opening tag, there should be some close tag. Close tag is nothing but backslash apex colon paste. Apex colon paste. Some people, what they will do is they will close here only. They will close here only. Okay, they will close here only. Okay, so we are trying to creating a Visual Force Page. While creating a Visual Force Page, the root tag is nothing but page tag. First we have to write a page tag. So how to write a page tag is nothing but, so this is apex programming, we are trying to creating a page. This is a opening tag and this is called closing tag. This is called closing tag to create Visual Force Page. Okay, Visual Force Page. Then the next one is, our target is what? We want to design a page like this. We want to design a page like this. Here you have to observe, this is completely one page, right? This is completely one page. In this page we are trying to creating one block. This is one block, we will call it as a one block. Okay, one block. So finally we are trying to creating a page like this. For example, go to your account one. So go to your account one, take any one existing or take any one new one. See, finally we are trying to designing my page like this. Finally we are trying to designing my page like this. Okay, so this is a page and this is nothing but page block. This is not, we will discuss. So finally our target is we are trying to designing our page like this. Okay, so the next one here you have to observe, this is a page, right? We created one page. In this page we want to create multiple blocks. We want to create multiple blocks here. This is one block, this is another block. Like that we are going to create a block. We are going to create one block. How to create a block is nothing but again we have one more tag is there. Apex colon page block. See here, page block. Okay, this is a opening tag and this is nothing but closing tag. And I will just go and create one more block. Apex colon page block. See here, page block. This is a opening tag and this is a closing tag. And this is nothing but apex colon. We can create any number of blocks based on our requirement. Page block, opening block and closing one. Try to save this one. Try to save this one. Then we will see the output. What exactly the output is. Here you have to observe three blocks came into picture, right? This is one block. This is one block. This is one block. Okay. This is one block. So this is one block and this is closing block. This is opening. This is closing. Now every tag, every visual force page tag has a attribute. Every visual force page tag has a attribute. Okay, attribute is nothing but go to here. Okay, 1 second. So every visual force page tag has a attribute. Every VF tags has attributes. Okay, attributes, attributes. Okay, here page block is there, right? Page block is there, right? Page blocks tag has multiple attributes. Page block, not only page block tag. Every visual force page tag has a attributes. Based on our requirement, we will just go and use it. Which attributes are there? Means we will discuss. Okay, we will discuss here. I am going to use one attribute that is nothing but title equals to section 1. Here I am just putting into double quotes. Here go to another page block. Title is equals to section 2. Here I will just go and create one more title. So we created three blocks, right? For each and every block we are going to add one title. Once we added the title, finally try to save this one. Finally try to save this one. Here you have to observe this is one block. My block title is nothing but section 1. This is another block. My block title is nothing but section 2. This is another block. My block title is nothing but section 3, right? So where we will find how many attributes are there? These are nothing but attributes. Just remember the terminology. Every visual force page tag has attributes. Okay. Based on our requirement, we will just go and use those attributes. Based on our requirement, we will just go and use our attributes. Okay, for example, go to here, go to our developer guide, apex page block, right? Go to here, click on the page block, click on the page block, an area page that it will provide some information. Okay, it will take some time to understand what exactly this meaning, instead of what I suggest you, go to the Google and you have to verify apex page block. Suppose you want any information in visual force space, okay, example like that, you will just go and search it. Okay, here from the developer guide, suppose we want to understand, it will take some time. Whatever the terminologies they are using, that is some different way. Okay, so that is some different way. Apex page block means what is the purpose of this apex page block tag. Here they will provide. Now scroll down here. Now scroll down. This is one example. They will provide some examples here. They will provide some example. Apex page block is there and apex page block is there. Okay, now scroll down here. Here you have to observe attributes are there, right? Attributes. So which attribute here we are using? Scroll down here. See, scroll down. Title attribute here we are using, right? Title. Here you have to observe title, which one it is taking. Here you have to observe, I'm entering here only string. I'm entering here string in the double quote. I am entering in the double quote. We are entering whenever we are coming into here visual force space, double quotes or single quote it will take. Okay, generally apex programming, string is apex programming. We are talking about apex programming is nothing but apex class or triggers. In that case, string means only in single quote. But whenever we are coming into visual force pages, we can enter in double, we have to enter in double quotes or single quote. Okay, double quote or single quote. But here title is equals to, we are entering as a string. How we know exactly attribute, title is one attribute, right? Here how we know exactly we have to enter only string. means they specified here title, this is one attribute, it will accept only string data type. String data type, see page block is one tag, and this is the example what is the purpose of the page block they provided here, and what are the attributes are there. No need to remember all these attributes. Whenever we have a requirement, that time you will just go and verify. Scroll down here, we are using one attribute, that attribute name is nothing but a title. That attribute name is nothing but title. It will accept to only string values. It will accept to only string value. That's why we are giving title is equal to section, I mean string. Here my title, my we are trying to creating one page block. My page block name is nothing but student info. See here, student info. I'm just removing remaining page blocks. Finally try to save this one. So up to now what we did, our requirement is we are trying to creating a visual force page. We are trying to creating a user interface in the classic version. So how we will create? By using visual force page. By using visual force page, we are trying to create. So the first step is we have to use Apex colon page. Apex means it is a say Apex programming language. Our Salesforce programming language name is nothing but Apex. So here we are trying to creating a page, right? Apex colon page. This is a opening tag and this is nothing but closing tag. Next, what is my target? My client is provided this screen. My client is provided this screen. Your screen looks like this. Means here we have to take one page block tags. Here this is one page block. So Apex colon page block. Okay. Apex colon page block. This page block title is they are expecting student info. So we will just go and use attributes. For example, go to here. Here you have to observe. These are the attributes which are related to this particular page block. See here how many attributes. Title attribute is there, and it will accept only string. For example, you will go to here. You have to enter space. Then it will show all the attributes. How many attributes are there? So and what it will accept, each attribute what it will accept, it will show here. It will show here. No need to remember all these things. No need to remember all these things. Based on our requirement, we will go and search in the Google. Okay. Now we created one page block, right? This is one page block, right? Here you have to observe. This is one section, right? This is one section. This is one section. This is one section, right? Under this page block we are trying to creating one say multiple sections, right? Just observe here, this is page, right? First two is nothing but we have to create a page, right? Under this page what we are doing, we are creating one block, right? We are creating one block, right? This is one block, right? Okay, this is one block. Under this block we are trying to creating one section, right? This is one section, this is one section, this is one section, right? We are trying to creating multiple section, right? Page, under this page we are trying to creating one block. Under this block we are trying to creating one section. So the next one is you will just go and write one more tag, that is nothing but Apex page block section. Maximum 40 tags are there. See here how many tags we learn, 1 2 3, maximum 40 tags are there. Regularly we will use in our application. Regularly we will use in our application. See here we are trying to creating one section, right? Here we are trying to creating one section. This is one section, this is one section. Now my requirement is I want to add a title for this section. We want to add some heading to this particular section. How to add? So go to here, you have to verify any attribute is there. Title, see here, yes, title is there. And here what is your section name? Personal information. Personal information, this is one section. Like that we have to create one more section, right? So now go to here, apex colon page, page block section. See open bracket close bracket, automatically it is coming here. Title is equals to and address information. See here, address information. And the next one is nothing but, see here, go to here, Apex page block section, and the next one is title is equals to, and see here other information, other information, other information. Finally try to save this one. So we created three sections, right? Here you have to observe, this is a page block, this is one block. Under this block we created this section, this section, this section. Okay, the first one is we have to create a page. Under this page we are trying to creating one block. Under this block we are trying to creating multiple sections. Up to now, any questions or any confusion? Any questions or any confusion here? Page. Under this page we are trying to creating a page block. Okay, this is page block section, one page block section. This is another page block section. This is another page block. This is another page block section. Three page block sections we created. Three page block sections we created. See here where we created under this page block. Three sections we created. This block where we created under this page we created. Like this, you will just go and create n number of page blocks. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. Say, for example, if you want to create a page block with an horizontal side, say instead of this one side is a student info, next side is an like left and right section like that. How do we do that?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll discuss that. Okay, we'll discuss that.
Okay, sir.
So you want to create first name is one side, last name is like that, or you want to how exactly?
No, the sections are section, the personal information on one side and then address information on the same line and the other information, like instead of having the
Columns.
personal one by one.
Like this, you want.
Instead of having row wise, we want column wise.
That is completely we have to go with the customization. Like tags are there, right? A table, HTML tags. So you want to personal information section like this. You want to address information like this, or you want to other information. So three like column we will call it as a columns instead of rows. You want to columns like this. Okay, and we have to go with the complete customization. Okay, complete customization in the sense means we have to use table tags coming into HTML also we will use. Okay, by using HTML inside the tables we are going to design however we want. First we will verify the tags it will support. If it will not support, then we have to go with the complete customization in the sense means by using HTML tags. HTML tags are there, right? By using that we have to design. Okay, any other questions? Now coming into here, so we created one page block section, like we created one page block section. Now what is my next one here? Coming into here, what is my next one? We created one page block, we created one page block section, we created under this section we are trying to creating one. This is called item. This is one item, this is another item, this is another item, this is another item, this is another item. So we can create any number of items here. Page block, page block, page block section, section item. This is one item, this is one item, this is one item. We can create n number of items here. We can create n number of items here. This is page block section, right? Under this one we have to create one item, right? Here this is one item, right? Apex colon page block. See a section item is there. Section item. See, we are trying to creating, this is called section item. This is nothing but section item here. This is nothing but section item. Okay, section item. This is section item. So that's why here we have to observe page block section item. So this is nothing but see here. This is nothing but this here. I will just go on the write like first name here. First name. Okay, first name. And this is what here you will just go to here and you will enter the data, right? Here you will just go and enter the data, right? That is nothing but text box. Okay, we will call it as a text box. We will call it as a text box. So how to, where we will get the text box tag is nothing but go to here, Apex developer guide, go to here, Apex developer guide, Apex colon input to text, Apex colon input to text. Go to here. This is a text box. This is a text box we are going to use. This is a text box. I will just copy and paste this one. Apex colon input text. See here input to text. I'm just closing this tag here. We are trying to closing this tag here. We are trying to closing this tag. Okay, here you have to observe, while using apex colon input to text, what system it is saying? You are taking the input from the user. How we are taking the input from the user? We are trying to developing one text box. We are trying to developing one text box, right? Text box means what? It will take the input from the user, right? User, he will come into here, he will enter first name, right? Means we are taking the data from the user, right? We are taking the input from the user, right? While taking the input from the user, suppose you are trying to developing a visual force space. Suppose we are trying to developing a visual force space. While developing a visual force space, suppose we want to take the input from the user. Input from the user, or we have to display to the user. Two cases only, right? We will take the data from the user. Based on that data, we will perform our operation. That is one case. The second case is otherwise we will directly display data to the user. Two cases, right? Suppose we want to take input from the user, then you first you have to go and use form tag. That's why it is system saying apex colon form tag. Okay, apex colon form tag. Suppose you are trying to developing a visual force space, and that visual force space, suppose you will take input from the user, then the root tag is nothing but apex colon form. Apex colon form. See here, apex colon form. The system it is saying you are writing input to text tag. Input to text means we will take the input from the user. While taking the input from the user, first you have to go and use form tags. Apex colon form. Where we have to write is nothing but, so in the top of the page block, apex colon form. In between we have to write all these tags. So at the bottom we have to go and close this one. At the bottom you will just go and close this one, click on the save button, now here you have to observe one text box is coming, right? You will go to here, you will enter the data, right? So to develop this text box, which tag we used? Apex colon input to text. Apex colon input to text. Here this tag we used, apex colon input to text. Okay, apex colon input to text. But before using this tag, which tag we have to use? Before using this tag, which tag we have to use? We have to use apex form. Apex form tag we have to use. Why we have to use? Here we are taking the input from the user. While taking the input from the user, Salesforce is saying you should use form tag. You should use form tag. Then only it will allow us to take the input from the user. So where we have to write a form tag? Apex colon form on the top of the page, and here we have to close, right? Every tag we have to close, right? Apex colon form backslash we have to use it, and we have to close it here. In between we are trying to developing this page block. In between we are trying to developing this page block. So here we are trying to developing one page block section item. This is nothing but page block section item. This is nothing but page block section item. See here, this is one page block section item. This is also one page block section item. So now we developed one page block section item. Now my requirement is we want to develop one more page block section item. Apex colon page block section item. See here, section item, open bracket and close one. Then what is here? Last name, right? Last name. See here, last name. And so here this is a input to text box, right? So how we will write input text box? Apex colon input text. See, a lot of tags are there. We want only text box. We don't want checkbox, file upload. We don't want, see, we want only text box. See here, we want only text box. So this is page block section item. Finally try to save this one. Let's see, we will see in the output. Okay, we will see in the output where is this page block section item. One second, this page block section item, we have this one, we have to write inside page block section item. Okay, inside page block section item. Finally try to save this one. See here, first name, last name, right? One second, first which tag we used? Okay, this is my page, right? This is my page, right? First we are trying to creating a visual force page, right? So this is my page, right? So which tag we used? Apex page tag we use, right? Then this is which one? In this page we are trying to developing one block, right? One block we are trying to developing, right? So this is one block, right? So under this page only we are trying to developing one block, right? Page block. That's why this is called page block. Okay, page block. This is one page block. If you want, you will just go on to write one more page block based on our requirement. You will just go on write any number of page blocks here. This is under page block. This is under page block, right? Page, under this page we are trying to developing one block, right? So under this block we are trying to created one section, right? This is one section, this is one section, this is one section, right? Where we created this section under this page block, right? So that's why this is called page block section. Page, under this page we are trying to creating one block, that is called page block. Under this page block we are trying to creating one section, that is nothing but page block section. Under this page block section we have to create one text box, so this is completely, we will call it as a one item, where we are creating this item under this section, right? So that's why section item, we are trying to creating. That's why section item we are trying to creating. That's why section item we are trying to creating. Page block section item, page block section item we are trying to creating. Go to here, page block section item. Any questions or any confusion here? Page block section items here. This is page block section item, right? Page block section item. This is page block section item. Okay. Under this page block section item, what we are doing? We are trying to creating one text box, right? Text box means what? It will take the input from the user, right? He will go to here, he will enter some text here, right? While taking the input from the user, we will just go and enter, we will just go and use form tag, apex colon form tag, we will just go and use it. Apex colon form tag, here we will just go and use it, right? We have to use it, Salesforce is saying that you are trying to developing one page. While developing a page, suppose you will take input from the user, then we should use form tag. Okay, apex colon form tag, and this is a closing tag, and the next one is coming into here. We want to develop a text box, right? Which tag we are going to use? This is a text box. Input to text tag is there. Go to here, we have input to text here, apex colon input to text, tag we are going to use. This is a text box, okay. And the next one is which one we learn? Attributes. Every tag has attribute, right? So this is page block, right? Page block has attribute, right? So the attribute, lot of attributes are there. Based on our requirement, we will just go and use it. This is the title attribute. Page block section is also some other tag, right? This tag is also having some attribute, right? Title attribute here we are using, right? Okay. So the next one we learn is every tag as a attributes. Based on our requirement, we will just go and use it. Okay. Based on our requirement, we will just go and use it. Maximum 40 tags are there. Regularly we will use the attributes, whatever the attributes we are going to use in our application, that one also we will discuss. Up to now, any questions?
Ramesh Garu, this positioning, right? First name to the left and last name to the right. Is that a default for? It will take by default.
Yeah, I will explain. We will add some other tag. Then how here it is exactly coming, we'll discuss here. Okay. Okay. Here you have to observe first name here, right hand side here it is coming. Last name left. I mean right hand side last name. First name left hand side. How exactly here it is coming? What is the default behavior means? We'll discuss. I'm going to add some other tags here. I'm trying to creating one more page block section. See here. Go to here, developer console. See here, we are trying to creating one more page block section. Now we are trying to creating, see, apex colon page block section item, and the next one is, this is a opening tag, right? This is a opening tag, and this is nothing but closing tag. Apex colon page block section item. Okay, page block section item. This is opening tag and this is closing tag. This is completely, we will call it as a one item. one item where we are writing this item under this is section, right? That's why we will call it as a section item. So the next one is what? So here first name, last name, and mother name colon, we want to text box, right? Apex colon input text, input to text. I am trying to closing this one. We are trying to closing this one, copying the same code where we have to add into this personal information section, right? Go to personal information section and you have to add it here. You have to add it. Finally try to save this one. Let's see the output where we will get the output. See, exactly here it is coming, exactly below here in the left hand side here it is coming. How exactly here it is coming? Just observe. We will just go and write one more tag here, father name, here father name. See, then again copy this code. We are trying to creating one more page block section item. See here, page block section item. Go to here, this is under page block section item. Finally try to save this one. Finally try to save this one. Here you have to observe 4 section item. This is one section item, this is one section item, this is one section item, this is one section item. How exactly here it is coming? The alignment, this is alignment. Some are coming left hand side, some are exactly coming in the right hand side. How here it is coming? Go to page block section. This is a page block section, right? This is page block. Under this one page block section, right? Go to page block section tag. Go to here Apex page block section. See, click on the Apex page block section. Click on the Apex page block section. Scroll down here. Scroll down here. Okay. Here you have to observe. Here you have to observe. Okay. Columns is one attribute is there, right? Columns. Page block section. Here you have to observe. This is my page block section. We created one section. This is nothing but page block section. In this section, this is one column, this is one column, this is one column, this is one column, or item, whatever we will call it as. How exactly here it is coming in the sense means this page block section by default having one attribute, that is nothing but columns attribute. Columns. Go to here page block section, right? Go to here page block section, okay. Go to here, columns is there, is equals to 3. Just observe, column is one attribute. We created one page block section. My page block section is nothing but personal information. Our question is how exactly these items or columns are making proper alignment. So means here we have one attribute is there. That attribute is nothing but columns. Under this page block section, we have one attribute that is nothing but columns. Here I am trying to making it as a 3. Finally, try to save this one. See how many columns are here? It is coming 3 columns, right? 3 columns. For example, I will just make it as a 4. I will just make it as a 4. Try to save this one. See how many columns here it is in the single row. Here it is coming 4 columns are coming, right? Under this page block section, we have items or columns, but here it is coming 4. But here it is coming 4. How here it is coming 4? We are using one attribute. Which attribute we are using? Columns is there. See, columns is there. This attribute here we are using. Under page block section, we are using one attribute that is nothing but columns. For example, I will not go to here. I will just go and use columns is equals to. Click on the save button. See how here it is coming 2. By default for page block section, columns attribute is true. Suppose we will not define anything, then also it will take 2 only. So by default page block section columns attribute it will take 2. See here you have to observe, this is a page block section, right? This is page block section. Here you have to observe, these are the attributes. Lot of attributes are there. Columns is one attribute. Here if not specified, this value default is 2, right? This value default is 2. Suppose we will not specify anything, then the default value is 2. Okay, default value is 2. That's why here it is coming 2 columns. Okay, it's clear. Or any other question? Any questions? Okay, now coming into address information. This is another section, right? In this section also we are trying to creating street 1, state, country. Okay, street 1, state, country. Four columns we are trying to creating. How to create a columns? Go to here, page block section item is there, right? Street and input to text box. Copy this one. copy this one, go to here, where is this address information section, where is this, scroll down here, address information section is there, right? This is a opening one and this is nothing but closing one, right? This is nothing but closing one. Go to here, see page block section item, right? Page block section item. I will just go and create one more page block section item, one more page block section item, one more page block section item, street one, and the next one is nothing but state, and the next one is country. Okay, street one, state. We will just go and create one more thing, go to here, state, country. Okay, country. 4 items we defined. Where we defined, under which section? Under page block section, address information section we defined. Click on the save button. Now go to here, street. 1 second, 2 times we define street. Now I'm just removing this one. Okay, street one, street one, state, country, right? Country we created. This is a text box. Finally, this is nothing but one item. This is under this section, right? Now here we will just go and create one more item. 2 items we are going to create. One is mobile number and another one is phone number. Okay, two text boxes we are going to create. So other information, go to other information section. Now go to here, page block section item, here page block section item, here mobile and phone. Okay, mobile and phone. Finally try to save this one. 1 second, where we created page block section item, okay, under this page block only. What is this error here? You have to observe, apex page block section item tag must be between apex page block section. We are writing page block section item right here. This is one page block section item, this is one page block section item, but system is saying you are writing page block section item. It is fine, but you should write this page block section item between page block section only. See here, we opened this page block section item here only and we closed here only, but it is saying you have to write these tag between page block section. So I am just writing here page block section. Finally try to save this one. We are writing page block section item. Where we are writing? Outside of the page block section. Outside of the page block section we are writing. Whenever we are writing and click on the save button, the system it is saying we will allow this page block section item tag inside page block section only. Finally this is my page. Any questions? Once again we will go through. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, yes, Shiva.
This can you go to the other page?
Yeah, fine.
The moment you are writing this page block items, after input text you are putting a backslash.
Yes,
Is that required? Like is that a standard syntax?
for example, I will remove this one. Okay, let's see what it will happen. See, the system it is displaying an error message, right? Whenever we are writing any tag, we should close the tag. For every tag we have to close.
Okay, it's a termination.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in we discuss, right, we have to close there only or we have to close outside also. Okay, what I am doing, closing in this there only. Otherwise we have to close like this. This is a opening tag. For every opening tag there should be some closing tag. So we have to close from here or we have to close here. Okay, sure.
No, but after input text you are writing, you are closing it. But when you come to the apex bottom block section item, so there you are putting the backslash at the front only.
Yes. What is the difference here? You have to observe. Your question is, Shiva question is, why you are writing here only the backslash, but here you are writing here only, right? That's what your question, right, Shiva?
Yeah, Ramesh.
Yeah. Here you have to observe, under this page block section item, we have to create one text box, right? In between this page block section item, we have to write one tag. See, your question is, boss, you are closing here only. 1 second. You are closing here only. You are writing here Apex input text. You are closing here. Yes, that is fine. But why for this one you are not closing there? Apex page block or anything here you have to observe. Section item. You are not closing here. Why you are closing here? Why you are closing in here? You are trying to closing. Why we are closing? In between we have to write one tag. In between, for example, Apex page I will close here only. Then what is the use? Just observe. We are opening this one, we are closing this one. Whatever the tags we are writing, we should implement inside Apex page only. We are trying to developing one page. In that page, we have to include our logic. So we are trying to developing a page. Yeah, this is open. In this page only, we have to write a block. That's why I'm trying to close this here. This is a opening one and this is closing one. We are trying to creating one page. Okay, in that page, I want to create blocks. I want to create some sections. I want to create different blocks. So suppose I will close this one. Then what we have to write? Nothing we have to write, right? Here also, but here input to text, nothing we have to write. Nothing. I want only text box. I want only text box. That's why I'm trying to closing here. But here page block section, see in this page block section item, we have to write one text box and this label we have to write, right? In between we want to write. That's why here opening, here we are trying to closing. Here I want only text box. I want only text box. Inside that text box I will not write anything. That's why I'm closing here. Okay, Shiva, got it?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, fine. So, and any questions, let me know. 1 second.
Ramesh గారు
Yes, yes, Mahesh.
సపరేట్ సెక్షన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దాంట్లో ఇన్పుట్ ఇస్తున్నారు, ఇన్పుట్ ట్యాగ్స్ ఇస్తున్నారు కదా. ఒకే సెక్షన్ లో ఇంకొక ఇన్పుట్ ట్యాగ్ ఇవ్వండి ఒకసారి చూద్దాం.
Okay, I will go to this section only, page block section item. Go to here, try to save this one, father name, father full name, try to save this one. You want one more tag in this particular section, any section, right? Mahesh?
కాదు రమేష్ గారు, ఆ సెక్షన్ లోనే ఇంకొక ఇన్పుట్ ట్యాగ్, అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక్కొక్క సెక్షన్ లో ఒక ఇన్పుట్ ఇస్తున్నారు, ఇంకొక ఇన్పుట్ ఇవ్వండి.
ఇంకొక ఇన్పుట్ మీన్స్ ఎట్లా?
అంటే ఒకే సెషన్ లో ఉండాలి ఫాదర్ నేమ్ అనేది, మదర్ నేమ్ అనేది. సపరేట్ సెక్షన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసి మీరు పెడుతున్నారు కదా ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో, అర్థం కావట్లేదు.
ఇలా అంటారు. ఓకే, ఫాదర్ నేమ్, మదర్ నేమ్ we have to put in a single
ఒకే సెషన్ లో పెట్టాలంటున్నాను.
ఓకే, you want to give here only. For example, see here the system it will display an error message. See why it will display an error message here, you have to observe. Okay, page block section item may have no more than 2 child components. Okay, what system is saying here, you have to observe what Mahesh is asking. You are trying to creating like this. This is one page block section item. You are closing this one, Apex page block section item, right? Apex page block section item. Okay, and in between you are writing like first name or father name or anything, first name colon Apex input text. Okay, like this you are writing, and again you are writing one more section item, right? One more section item you are writing and you are putting last name, right? Why you are doing like this? So I will, can you try like this? Means you have to copy this one and you have to put this tag here only. Here only you have to put. Why again you are writing one more page block section item? But system what it is saying, boss, you are writing page block section item, right? One page block section item you are writing, but you are writing, see here, the system treat this is one tag and this is another tag. In between page block section item we have to write only 2 tags. That's what system is saying. Page block section item may have no more than 2 child components. No more than 2 child components. Got it, Mahesh?
Yeah, thank you, Ramesh garu.
Coming into here, this is my visual space. So just see here, no, go to here again. We are trying to discussing, okay, and go to here. First, we are trying to creating one visual force space, right? First, our target is we have to develop one UI in the classic version, right? Suppose we want to develop UI in the classic version, only option is by using visual force space. By using visual force space. How to create a visual force space means we have different mechanisms are there. By using URL, by using developer console, by using Visual Studio Code, or directly go to the setup. Based on our comfort, you will just go and use. Here we are using URL mechanism. The first one is we have to use tags. Whenever, not only Salesforce, whenever we are trying to developing a UI in any programming language, that programming language will provide some tags. Any program, Java, .NET, or any programming. Here we are working with the Apex, right? The Apex also provides some tags. Suppose you are working with the Visual Force Space. Those tags are called VF tags or Visual Force Space tags. Where we will find in the sense means go to the Google and you have to find, you have to search for the developer guide, Apex developer guide. There you will get. Otherwise, here we have component references there. Otherwise, we have component references there. By using that one also you will get. So we have a lot of Visual Force Space tags are there. No need to remember all the tags. Based on our requirement, we will just go and verify. Okay, maximum we will discuss. Regularly we will use 40 tags. Now what is our target? We have to create a one visual force space. How to create a visual force space? The first tag is nothing but Apex paste. So we are trying to creating one visual force space is nothing but this is Apex programming language, Apex paste. Okay, Apex paste. This is my opening tag. We have to close this tag, right? Where we have to close this tag? Suppose we will, there is an option we will close on this one on the same tag. But whenever we are closing on the same tag, nothing we have, there is an option to develop. So we will not develop anything. So in between this space we have to develop like this, right? So that's why we will just go and close this tag, Apex paste. Okay, we are opening tag and closing tag is in different tag. This is backslash, this is opening tag, and this is closing tag. We are trying to creating one visual force space. In that visual force space we are trying to creating blocks or some other whatever we want. What is my next step? Next step, my client is saying you have to develop your screen like this. So they will provide one blueprint, one print they will provide, one UI they will provide. Your UI should be like this. So my UI already we discussed it in this format. So the next one is asking one block we want to create. So which tag? Under this page we have to create one block, right? Page block. Under this one we are trying to creating one page block. Here this is nothing but page block. This is nothing but page. This is completely page block. So under this page we are trying to creating a page block. For that page block we want to give some title, some heading I want to give. That is nothing but we will call it as a attribute. Every tag as a attribute. Every tag as a attribute. So that attribute here is, it is nothing but a title. Title is equals to student info we are trying to giving. This is attribute. So every tag as a attribute, that attribute which data type it will take also they're mentioned. So here we are using page block tag, right? Page block tag. So we created one block. First we created one page. See here. First we created one page. This is one page we created. Under this page we created one block. Here we created like that. How many blocks we have to create means based on our requirement we can create any number of blocks. Next, what is my next target? Next target is under this page you have to go and create one section, and here also you will just go and create one more section. You will just go and create one more section. See here, this is one section. That is nothing but we are trying to creating page block section. That is nothing but this is one section, page block section. Okay, page block section. My page block section name, what is my page block section name? This is one page block section, this is one page block section, this is one page block section. What is my page block section name? That is nothing but attribute. Attribute is nothing, we are going to use attribute, that is nothing but title. Title we are using. So title is equal to personal information. Yes, under this page block we have to create columns. This is technically we will call it as a column or some other columns we will call it as a column or item. This is one item, this is one item, this is one item, this is one item. How we are going to write? We have page block sections here. Page block, page. Under this page block we are trying to creating a section. Under this section we are trying to creating one item, right? Item is, it is taking the input from the user, right? Input means by using text box or pick list also there, we'll discuss. Okay, by here we are trying to creating one text box. So how to create a text box? Apex colon input to text we are using. Apex colon input to text, we are trying to taking input from the user, then system is saying, boss, you have to first write a form in the sense, then only we will allow to take the input from the user. So this is nothing but a text box. This is nothing but a text box. This is one item. This is one item. This is one item. How exactly it is coming in this order only? How exactly it is coming in this order only is nothing but in this order only is nothing but this is a page block section, right? In this section we have one attribute is there, that is nothing but columns. By default it is true. By default it is true. Okay. By default it is true. Suppose 2, sorry, not 2, more than 2. Suppose we will not specify anything, then by default the system align in the 2 ways. If you want, we will just go and put like 3 or 1 also. For example, go here and we will just go and put like 1. Let's see what it will happen. For this page block section, go to here. We'll just make it as a page block section, right? Columns is equals to 1. Okay. Finally, try to save this one. Here, one column only, right? One column. So this is for today. In the next session, user he will enter data. That data, what we have to do? User he will enter first name. With that data, what we have to do? So we want to perform some business logic. Generally, business logic where we will write inside method. Method means class. How to link this Visual Force page with that particular class? First, we have to link. So we will just go and write one Visual Force page here. Sorry, Apex class. Visual Force page and Apex class we have to link. This data we have to store into variables. So whenever user click on one, we have to develop some buttons are also. User click on the button, we have to go and save this record. So that we'll discuss in the next session. Today we are taking the data from the user. Yes, we are taking the data. Once we will take the data from the user, then what we have to do with that data? We want to perform some logic. We want to store into some record. We want to store as a record. That logic where we will write. So inside Apex class, how we are going to link Apex class and Visual Force page, that we'll discuss in the next session. This is for today's session. Have any questions, will go one by one. Okay. Any questions will go one by one. Okay. No need to confuse. We have a lot of tags are there, lot of attributes are there. Not required to remember each and everything. Whatever we are discussing, that is enough. You have to note down and you have to remember. Okay. You have to remember.